Hey, glorious soul, Kel here from Soul Service Astrology with your weekly update for the 4th of July, 2022. If we have not met before, hi, I'm Kel. I'm a 13 sign sidereal astrologer, and that means I am talking to you about accurate astrology. And that means it matches what you can see in the sky. So it matches astronomy. Why do I think that's important? I think it's important that we're observing our environment and drawing meaning from it. And it's as simple as that. So I work with soul-led, professional, successful online entrepreneurs and intuitives so that they can expand into the wonderful, magnificent celestial sphere and harness it for themselves, allowing them to step out as a stronger, visible leader and provide even more potent and powerful results for their clients. If you don't want to miss one of these celestial updates, then subscribe to my YouTube channel or subscribe to my mailing list, and you'll find links for that below. Without further ado, let's check out what is going on in the skies for the 4th of July. There we go. That's Monday, the 4th of July. So not heaps going on Monday. Yes, there's 2 squares still here from that are hanging about from last week. However, let's look at the moon energy. So we've moved into the crescent moon energy, which is just after the new moon. So we're in the waxing phase. And that crescent energy, I sort of link to the idealist. So it's a great time to be exploring your ideas, to be playing, and it is in, the moon is in Leo. So get creative, get arty, allow yourself and your emotions to explore. And by that, it means you might be feeling new and different things. Allow yourself to explore them. We are allowed to explore our emotions. Then we move to the 5th of July. And on Tuesday, the 5th of July, Mercury moves into Gemini. So we are in Gemini season at the moment. Now, I'm not speaking like a tropical astrologer. A tropical astrologer will only refer to a season where the sun is. I'm referring to where the sun and the moon were on the new moon, and it was in Gemini. And the sun, of course, is still in Gemini. The moon has moved on because it moves faster, obviously. But now we have Mercury come into Gemini. And this is going to amplify the energy within Gemini. And really, Mercury, for me, and perhaps for you, explore it for yourself, represents our mind. Now, within the last season, which was Taurus season, and the end of that solar season, I invited you to look at your soil. So I invited you to look at what is most important to you. And regardless of the journey that you're on in your business, or your career, you do get to look at your soil on a regular basis, and you should look at your soil on a regular basis. Now we're stepping into this Gemini season with Mercury, so we can start to bring our intellectual intelligence on board. I know, too, it's a double, intellectual intelligence, analytical intelligence, logical intelligence. Basically, I'm saying we do get to use our mind, right? The mind does receive a lot of information. It's just society has privileged that logic and analytical things carry more weight than intuitive or environmental things or emotional things. And what I'm saying to you is you've now spent some time probably in your body examining your soil. Perhaps there is emotions there as well that you use to intuit. Perhaps you're also using the solar energy, the lunar energy. Perhaps you are using some of the aspects that I describe here to really get clear on what's most important to you, both tangibly and intangibly. Now we get to look at that with our intellect and determine how they go together. Because let me tell you, there will be things in there that are disparate, that appear separate, that appear polar to each other. And how are you to synthesize them to regenerate? And let me tell you, that's what I'm experiencing at the moment. Hello, science and spirituality, right? And getting on board with what I have done previously for 20 years, coaching and mentoring scientists within a corporate space, can actually also translate into coaching and mentoring online spiritual business entrepreneurs using astrology as well, and as all the other things that I do, right? So look at your soil and look at things that seemingly look opposite to you, similar, but only difference by a matter of degrees, right? Because science and spirituality were born together. So look at them and see if you can resolve how this is part of your soil. It's really important to you. I'm sorry. I have to examine ways that I can bring these two together in a beautiful, dynamic, fluid harmony. And so that's kind of what Gemini season is about. So that's the 5th of July. Now, Mercury is going to hang about in Gemini for a couple of weeks. Wednesday, again, we've still got the crescent moon energy, but it sort of shifts into Virgo. So think that you're sort of exploring how perfectionist energy might have a light aspect and a shadow aspect. Feel into, is the perfectionist at play here at capping your ideas, or are you allowing yourself to explore and the perfectionist is just sort of on board going, yeah, I think that's probably a good idea to follow, or maybe that's not such a good idea to follow. You can let the perfectionist help you, right? Doesn't get to lead though. All right, 7th of July. 7th of July, you'll notice that we have a snappy little, I'm calling it a snappy little T-square. And it's between the sun in Gemini, so same energy that I've been talking about, that peak energy of Gemini. Now, it is square from the energy that is still in Pisces. So what is interesting to note, and the reason why I keep coming back to this concept of the law of polarity, that there are opposites within the same line of things. So, for example, hot water and cold water, or masculine and feminine, and they are only different by a matter of degrees. Okay, so that's what we're talking about when we're looking at Gemini. Now, in Gemini, it's about that beautiful dynamic flow between those degrees. When we enter in with Pisces, Pisces wants that flow. It wants that connection. It doesn't want them to be either or, opposite, you know. So you might feel a tension within you as you're exploring what I just asked you to explore. Explore where parts of your soil seemingly appear opposite to each other. Can you bring them together into oneness? So can you bring them into that beautiful interconnectedness? Now that might be linked with some aspect of your healing. And this examination may actually help. And of course, you can use your creativity because you've got the sun there. And of course, we've got this opposition, this classical stereotypical opposition, stumbling over my words, between Pisces and Virgo. And these are two of the biggest constellations on our ecliptic, and they're two of the biggest constellations for a reason. We are here to serve. We are here very much to have a human earthbound experience because we are Earth, but we are also very much comprised of energy. We are comprised of the solar system, the galaxy, the cosmos, all those particles that were once part of what they think was a singularity Big Bang and have condensed into us, right? So again, you hear me saying that we are trying to balance out those opposites. So here's another opposite for you. So on the 7th, on Thursday, you may feel a little bit of tension, and that's okay. It's okay to feel that tension, sit with it and allow it to inform you. Then on the 8th of July, Friday, the 8th of July, we have Mars come into Aries. Right, Mars has had a great time in Pisces, floating around, looking all the things, spending time and energy and some vitality in relation to our interconnectedness with our mystical intelligence. And let me remind you, your mystical intelligence is your body, it's your mind, it's your connection to the environment, it's your connection to the emotions, your emotions. It's receiving information from consciousness through any of those bodies and listening to it with your nervous system, right? So Mars has consolidated some energy there. Now it's stepping into Aries. Warrior, it is go time. You now get to focus in down on that thing that you want to go off and do and create. But be very clear what it is. Look at your soil. Make sure it's interconnected. Make sure that you're supporting yourself. It's not charge and go blindly. It's what do you really want to be working on? Where do you want to be directing your energy? Because if we're thinking energy, what we focus on grows. Okay, so where do you want to be directing your energy now? And let it be connected to what you want in your soil and what you want to be regenerating. So starting to put up the shoots. Okay, so Mars is going to be in there for several weeks in Aries. Then on Saturday the 9th, we have our first quarter moon. So the first quarter moon is interesting. So it's after that idealistic phase of the waxing moon where we've explored our ideas. And I sort of said, oh, put the lens of the perfectionist and the idealist together and get them in that duality and allow them to work together. Could the perfectionist, the archetype of the perfectionist, be helpful in determining which idea you follow? So you do need to make a decision. Mars in Aries will help you make a decision. Which idea am I following? Then with the first quarter moon, you're starting to bring your student out. Are there particular things that you might need to learn in relation to bringing that idea to life? Get your emotions and your feelings on board. Is there a new emotional state that I'm experiencing? Is there a new feeling state that I would like to bring into my emotional intelligence? That's Saturday. And then on Sunday, we have the direct hit of Jupiter square the Sun. Now, this is similar to what I said before. We are being called to ascend, to connect with consciousness, to realize that we are not just the mind, that we are the body, we are our environment, we are our emotions, and we are everything. And Jupiter wants us to expand into that knowing. It wants us to surrender and it wants us to have faith and trust in that knowing. Now, our little minds down here with the Sun and Mercury, this square between Pisces, this energy here, is likely to protest. It's likely to say, this stuff is garbage. I can see the separation and everything. I'm clearly physical. I'm not energy. So today is a day for you to inquire, where is there still separation in my mind? Where do I still feel like my mind and body are separate? Where do I still feel like me and my environment are separate? Where am I limiting myself? Where am I staying in my littleness? Where am I coming from smaller? Could I possibly be the other side of small and be big? Remembering it's only a matter of degrees, harnessing the energy of Mars, taking little steps, making sure that you've looked at your soil can get you into the place that you desire to expand into. And start to bring more joy, more peace, more presence, and more gratitude and freedom into your life. So thank you very much for listening to this week's Celestial Energetic Update. If you would like to work with me, you can go and check out soulserviceastrology.com. I will see you next week. Bye.